Nitai ki, Krishna Balaram Giraj Maharaj ki, Shmada Govinda Madhava ki, Nataraja Shrimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Microphone.
Merci. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are in the middle of the Canto 10, Chapter 13, Brahma stealing the boys and cows, verse 46. Tavat sarve vatsapalaham pashyataha ajasya katkshanat vyadrishyanta ghanashamam Pita Kausheya Drvasha Vasaha Tavat Sarve Vatsapala Tavat Sarve Vatsapala Pashyato Yashatkat Shana Pashyato Yashatkat Shanat Vyadrishanta Ganashama Vyadrishanta Ganashama Pita Kausheya Vashashaha Pita Kausheya Vasasaha Tata Sarve Vatsapala Pashyato Yashat Tatshanat Vyadrishanta Ganashama Pita Kausheya Vashasaha
Pashyato Yasatatshana Yatyashanta Ganashamaha
Saprashadanasyana
Pita Kosheya Vashasha
Kiya Pektisha Vashasha
Avatsave Vatsapalaha Avatsave Vatsapalaha Pashyato Yasatatshana Pashyato Yasatatshana Yadishanta Ganashamaha Yadishanta Ganashamaha Pita Kosheya Vashasaha Pita Kosheya Vashasaha
Tavatsave Vatsapala
Tatvatsave Vatsapala Pashyato Yashaktatshanat Vyadrishanta Ganashama Pita Kausheya Vasasaha Tavat so long Sarve all Vatsapalaha both the cows and the boys tending them Pashyataha while he was watching Ajasya of Lord Brahma Tatshanat immediately Vyadrishanta were seen Ganashamaha as having a complexion resembling bluish rain cloud.
Resembling bluish rain cloud.
Pita Kausheya Vasasaha,
Pita Kaushaya Vasasaha.
undressed in yellow silk garments. Translation and purport by His Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada. Then, while Lord Brahma looked on, all the calves and the boys tending them immediately appear to have complexions the color of bluish rain clouds and to be dressed in yellow silken garments. Purport. While Brahma was contemplating all the calves and cow-herd boys immediately transformed into Vishnumurti, having bluish complexions and wearing yellow garments. Brahma was contemplating his own power and the immense, unlimited power of Lord Krishna. But before he could come to a conclusion, he saw this immediate transformation. Omaganakimirandasya Gyananjala Shalakalayim Shatchurumiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutali Swayarupa Kadamadyam Darati Swadvadam Tikam He Krishna Karina Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantara Rakanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sukti Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Yaiva Chapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaham Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadha Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Then while Lord Brahma looked on, all the cows and the boys standing them immediately appear to have complexions the color of bluish rain clouds and to be dressed in yellow silken garments. So, here we see how Lord Brahma was bewildered by the trick of Krishna, thinking himself a big tricker, but he found the unlimited tricker, Lord Krishna. And as in a play, Krishna chose to reveal himself at this very moment, at this very special time when Brahma is puzzled and is understand he have been tricked. And then he is wondering, oh, this is going on, what's going on? And Krishna shows him a picture of Vishnumurti being in the room of all these cows and cow-herd boys. Then Lord Brahma understands that these cows and boys were not exactly those he had stolen, but were replaced by Lord Krishna himself through the medium of Vishnumurti. So this pastime is very relevant how to Krishna have a special consideration with Lord Brahma, and he is very fond of puns and funny stories and the devinette, I don't know in English, devinette, where you have to guess who is who, what is going on. So Krishna has a sense of have a very developed sense of artistry and expertise in how you say, using words who have two senses at the same time. The gopis also are very expert like that, sometimes three senses. One word in Sanskrit may have different senses, and they play on this in ways that we have difficulty to understand, because Sanskrit is much more elastic and provide different senses according to the environment. So they play on this elasticity of the Sanskrit language to address them with double senses. And here Krishna chose to show himself to Lord Brahma in a way of four hands, Vishnumurti. I don't know if you have four hands, actually. Yeah? Because Brahma is in the rasa of Vaikuntha Loka, marvelousness, splendor, opulence. That's how his conception of God is. Then Krishna reciprocates. Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita, Yayatamam prapadante tam stateva bhajamyaham. Mama vartmanu vartante manusya patar sarvasha. According to the way we approach Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. Of course, we can apply this for neophyte devotees, but it's also the same when we have a certain way of, a certain concept of God, then Krishna reciprocates in this way as to please us. So, devotee appreciate the position of other devotee even when they have a different concept, a different approach, different mood, different rasa with Krishna. Whilst those neophytes, they will fight in between themselves, and even they will kill themselves. Because you are not partaking my point of view, then I cut your head off. So this is the way of the demons. The way of the devotees is that they understand the way that they approach others, that they approach Krishna in different ways, and they respect the way they do. So that's all Krishna shows his personality also. So the book, Krishna book, the Supreme Personality, indicates three things: that Krishna is supreme. Secondly, Krishna has different personalities, and the personality incarnated in the form of, with the name of Krishna is supreme. Supreme in different ways, but supremely sweet. This is the prerogative of Krishna in Vrindavan. He is supremely sweet, and her consort or friend, girlfriend, Srimati Radharani, is even more sweet. That's why she got the name Madan Mohan Mohini. She is able to capture the loving attention of Madan Mohan, it is Lord Krishna, who is the conqueror of Cupid, because he is Cupid incarnated in a spiritual way with Srimati Radharani. So, for Brahma to be involved in those pastimes implies that he is very intimate with Krishna. And Krishna is very sweet with him, and that's not the image of the picture we have of God being an old man with a thunderbolt or a whip to hit. If you did not respect my words, then that's not the way a father is reciprocating with his son. A father, a loving father, will rectify his son in a humorous way with a pun or some arrangement better than with a stick. The stick is given to the medium of material nature who, for those who are really stubborn, who don't want to understand by seeing others or by understanding themselves. They are like chiefs, they are put in prison, they go out again, they steal, then again in the prison, then after is a sticky for them. So material nature is for those whose intelligence is too much dull. But for devotees, they understand how Krishna is sweet through the way he rectifies a bad step of Lord Brahma, because Brahma on the wall poked his nose in the pastime, didn't know really what would happen after stealing the cows and trying to trick Krishna. And it's a fun because he got tricked himself. And then he is realizing that these boys and cows are Vishnu himself. So, in a way, he's happy because Krishna takes interest in him. The most unfavorable thing for a devotee is to be, according to Ramananda Roy, to be separated from other devotees. It means they are not care for devotees. And devotees, one goes astray and leaves the association of the other devotee, it's a big blunder in a way. You know. Because devotees, they enjoy associating between themselves and partaking Krishna Katha. So, Brahma is a personality who shows also how he is humble. He accepts. He is humble, and when Krishna is satisfied, then only Krishna shows himself. Otherwise, Krishna doesn't show himself so easily. You have to be devoted for Krishna to reveal himself. So humility is one of the key quality to develop and to have artists in our pocket in devotional life. Otherwise, we cannot chant even a long time on a wrong run time. We won't be able to chant the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna Hare Ram. So humility is one of the 6 items that are reflecting the surrendering attitude of the devotees. They are delineated in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Rupa Goswami. There is 6 items. Someone remembers them. 6 items of surrendering to Lord Krishna. So first, accepting everything that is favorable to the performance of devotional service, that's one. And oppositely, rejecting what is unfavorable to the execution of devotional service. Third is to have faith that Krishna will show his mercy. It's a question of time. For we must be practicing our devotional service not in a commercial way. We have to do it spontaneously. That's the way of doing. But we will receive also protection from Lord Krishna. It's important. Like Draupadi, she was disrobed. She tried to grab, to defend herself. And then Krishna, do something. Then that's really surrendering unto Krishna, having faith that Krishna will do something for us. To be identified with Krishna's devotees, to be resolutely, firmly convinced we belong to Krishna's tribe. Possibly, ideally, to Vrindavan. We stick to Vrindavan, we'll be in the company of Lord Krishna. There is also room for those who want opulence, magnificence in the pastime of Lord Krishna in Dwarka, or munificence in the sense of making everyone dancing in the pastime of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and giving freely. It can be both moods. Partaking this pastime, partaking this pastime. Some devotees are like that. Rasa are not incompatible. Fifth is to depend on the mercy of Lord Krishna, yeah. And sixth, ultimately, always keep a humble attitude toward Krishna. This satisfies most to a great effect, Lord Krishna, to be humble. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the trouble to write this verse, more humble than a piece of grass. Trinadapi sunichena, more humble than a piece of grass on the ground that everybody trample, but you tolerate, you don't react, you don't counteract, you don't defend yourself. Krishna will do the needful. This is the attitude of the devotee. So when this attitude is there, then Krishna chose to reveal himself. Like also in the beginning of the creation, Lord Brahma was in the darkness. He didn't know what, who, where, what. Everything. No sound, no nothing. But he heard this voice, tapasya. So it's a humble attitude to think, yeah, I should do tapasya, because normally the tendency to do tapasya is not there. We have to do some endeavor to do some tapasya. It becomes you become accustomed with time to do the tapasya. It's part of your life. But especially at the beginning, to go in the mood of being in the mood of performing tapasya, it may be a tremendous challenge for devotees, for people who have some appreciation of the devotees, but are not in the bath, and they may find Bhagavad Gita quite difficult to understand, or Upadeshamrita, the nectar of instruction, quite it's too much for me, repulsive. I remember when I read this book, I was thinking, oh, I can make this. I was much more accustomed to reading Bhagavad Gita, and Upadeshamrita would look for me. It seems like going to China, like for Tamal Krishna Goswami, going to China. Wow. Another planet, Wow. How to do. So, you start little by little. And after some time, you become accustomed. Like for a child to brush the teeth, take a bath morning, may seem an austerity to wake up early. But after you keep it in your pocket, it's for your lifelong time. Normal. So similarly, for those who approach Krishna consciousness, may be the same, to be a little repulsive. Don't do that, don't do. so many things. After you discover a pile of things to do and pile of things not to do. A lot, actually. But Srila Prabhupada, when he started Krishna consciousness, he started with the first layer. He didn't want to scare anybody. Even he was wondering if a regulative principle would be available for his Western to be disciple. I was wondering, introduce this. Everybody is soaking in the opposite. But he did, and little by little, with Dridhavrata, firm determination, little by little, it becomes possible. The mind is like a wild animal. You can make everything you want with the mind. And the mind is the link between one body to another body. It means to one space-time to another one. So why not cultivate the mind so that we promote ourselves in the spiritual atmosphere? Because you can promote yourself on the heavenly planet if you follow this kind of rules and you formate your mind in this mold. Or you can let it run like you want. Then you have good chances to become an animal, but you don't know where, what. Or you can mold it in, if you worship ghosts, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, if you mold your mind in the worshipping of ghosts and you like this, and one day you'll go there. So what is the problem to understand? If you mold your mind in the way that Krishna wants, then we'll be promoted to his kingdom. Because we can't avoid molding our mind in something or another. The mind is like a sponge, sucking the water through the holes that are the senses. And it becomes evidently influenced by what is outside, or you associate with the Triguna outside. So if you associate with goodness and you associate with devotee, which is transcendental to goodness, then little by little your mind becomes tinted and imbibed with all kinds of spiritual activities. And you find it normal. And you'll find it normal to be in the spiritual world because everything will be the same, but little more blissful and eternal and full of light and etc. So human life is, Prabhupada says it many times in different classes and lecture, the body is meant to be destroyed. But the subtle body is meant to be elevated through the practice of tapasya. So austerity and tapasya are to be undertaken by everyone, be it for a promotion in a financial market or engineering or medical staff, or you have to mold and to upgrade the qualities of your mind to attain a certain position in the society. So we promote ourselves by cultivating saintly quality to be fit in a holy environment and ultimately to be promoted in Krishna consciousness in the spiritual world. People are not aware that the spiritual world is available. And that's the main function of the human body, which is rarely attained.
The main function of the human body is what?
To practice austerities in order to promote ourselves to the spiritual platform. This is the whole scheme of the material world, or it is conceived and arranged in such a way as to give facility to the spirit soul to be engaged in a human body at a certain time of his evolution and have his real choice. Elevate himself or also degrade himself. Like a ladder, one can go up or can go down also, or can stay at the same level more or less. So the mind is like that. It's our worst enemy when we don't control it. But if we control it little by little, in a loving way, like we tame a wild horse, to make him our friend, then the mind will upgrade our situation and promote us even to the spiritual world. So humility is a fundamental quality to accept and to see real fact of they are what atomic, lost in a universe that is rotating in a perfect and regular, organized way. It looks a mess in our society, human society nowadays. It looks a mess because demons are taking advantage of their power and making believe that they get humankind better, and with their demonic plans they do completely the opposite. And still they promote themselves and they advertise 10,000 times false things, and people with no brain, if they are dull, sense gratification is given, then sense gratification is covering intelligence in a big way. Then people have difficulty to understand what is good, what is bad, what is to be done, what is not to be done. So devotees are here with a saber, with a weapon of knowledge in order to cut the roots of ignorance. Yanate moaka kilam, buddhir vyatitarishati. When your intelligence will cross over the dense forest of illusion to the sword of knowledge, then you'll be in a safe situation. So that's what we are here for, to give people the opportunity to understand who they are, who Krishna is, the Panchatattva. What is the material world for? What is the reality of the spiritual world? What's our target in life? And how we can attain this target. So the position of Brahma is that he is like a supervisor of everything. And when something goes wrong in some part of his creation, then he is in charge of repairing it. Or even he can't repair himself, he prays for someone to come and repair the watch. Everything is arranged like a watch here, rotating through an axis. Different speed, different arrangement, but the equilibrium is there. Some order is there. If some order is there, it means an orderer or an engineer is behind. Simple, but people have no brains, they don't realize this way. So, when Brahma sees that situation in the material world is going two way wrong, is what he does, he prays. Devotees should have this attitude. Or see, when something is going wrong, they are afraid, or situation in the temple is not good, or situation on level that where we cannot put our feet occurs, then we pray Krishna to do the needful. because actually we have so little power, but the only power we have is to pray and nurture a desire for things to be this way, or ourselves to be like that or like that. We are not humble, well, at least we can pray to Lord Krishna to be humble. If we become accustomed to that regularly, then Krishna will, yatamam prapadanti, he will reciprocate. Will give intelligence also. Tesham satatayuttanam bhajatam pritipopakam. Dadami buddhi yogam sam yenamam upayantiti. That's the way Krishna rewards his devotee by giving him intelligence to understand him and to come to him. And after, he gives the real eyes to see him in a way that Lord Brahma is seeing the Vishnumurti. Not only he sees the Vishnumurti, but he has the realization that he is in front of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this realization to change completely the heart, the destiny, everything. Everything is changed. Like Ramana Roy, who was speaking with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and at a certain moment Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed his form, Satpuj, the two arms of Lord Ram, two arms of Lord Krishna, and his two arms as a sannyasi. Then Ramananda Roy was evidently convinced of the divinity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By the way of Ramananda Roy, if you are on Gopalju.org, there is, he wrote some poems because he was a very intimate associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And for some time he resided in Alarnath. You take a bus from Jagannath Puri, 10 kilometers on the north, and you go to Alarnath. There is a temple there, a very old temple. And there is the body print in the stone, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu melted the stone, and in a Dandavat position, he put not only his body print on this big stone. And close to that place is a house where Ramananda Roy would live, that is still maintained by his descendants. And this house, you can, if you knock to the neighbor, they will drive you to the descendant and they will show you the saber. He had a weapon. Ramananda Roy was a Kshatriya. He was the incarnation both of Lalita and Arjuna, so he had the propensity to have a saber, and he used it. So this saber is available, still existing in Alarnath, along with some poems have been shown, some poems of Ramananda Roy, and they are being translated by Madhavananda, who is a staunch follower of Gaur Govinda Swami. He lives near Bhubaneswar or like that, somewhere in Orissa. And he published in Gopalji organization, monthly or bi-monthly, report of the research he's been doing about the life and pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. And he shows the translation of these poems to some extent, that are very intimate, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will taste Vipralamba and Sanbhoga, alternatively reunion with Lord Krishna, be it in a dream or what he could see, and his disappearance. And he will cry because where is my Krishna? Where is he? He will be very struck by separation with Lord Krishna. Enacting in this way the mood of Srimati Radharani, we was in separation of Lord Krishna. So the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 18 years in Jagannath Puri, 24 years in Navadvip, when pastime early when he was young, Nimai, etc. Then 24 away, mostly in Jagannath Puri, and from this 24, he spent 6 years traveling in holy places in order to spread the Hare Krishna Hare Ram movement and to liberate many Brahmins, many persons who were on his way. And he spent 18 years really in Jagannath Puri. And from these 18 years, the 6 last years are prominent in his tasting the separation with Lord Krishna in the Gambhira, which is still existing in Jagannath Puri, near the beach. So that was the reason why the associate of Lord Krishna chose to reveal the inner core mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is the same with Srimati Radharani. So the enacting of the festival of the chariot is also in the same vein. It would enact the separation from Srimati Radharani. So his feeling was like long time ago in Kurukshetra, will Krishna follow me in Vrindavan, because I like to see him near the Yamuna with the same perfume, the same ambience, same mood. So Radharani was trying to invoke in Krishna, who was in Dwarka, in the mood of Dwarka, in Kurukshetra, with elephant weapons, so many people, guard, soldiers. So this was not congenial to the mood of Srimati Radharani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enacted all this pastime in a confidential way for only those who are Gaudiya Mat. Gaudiya, Vaishnav, Gaudiya Mat, ISKCON, or different similar branches are specifically in this little narrow door to where we can understand the mentality of Srimati Radharani, or she is experiencing separation and reunion. Both, they feed themselves. Of course, Brahma is not that much in this mood. Brahma is a worshipper of Lakshmi Narayan, with opulence and like that. So opulence is somewhat an obstacle to the spontaneous devotion typical of Vrindavan. So that's why we use the word that Brahma poke his nose in the pastime of Krishna, because he's a stranger. He is not in the... He's a devotee, but not in the same mood of Krishna and his choir boys, and the gopis and the gopas and the Rajbasi. So here Krishna is rectifying in a gentle and sweet way, humorous way. That's the way of Krishna dealing with his nice devotees. You may have some questions or comments about this verse. We must not think that it is not possible for us, it is too elevated, Radharani, the Gopa, the Vrajbasi, Srimati Radharani. No. It is rendered available. It's just our mind to be molded the way Krishna wants. It's like at school. If you mold your writing in the way the teacher wants, you get 18 on 20. It is not difficult for the teacher to give 18 on 20, but you can get 12 on 20 if you don't do this exactly what he wants. So the notes are freely distributed. So that's the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to give love of Godhead to those who want. But it can be tinted in a way or another. It's up to your choice, to your inner choice. But Vrindavan is available. It is available. It's a reality. It is still here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejuvenated it, recreated it 5,500 years ago. It has been somewhat lost, but not completely. And then now it's blooming, exploding like anything. There's so many people going there, it's become crowded, overcrowded. That's the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He floods. It's not the mood here till yet. Where are the devotees? Well, not so much. But it will come a time, because that's the desire of Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's the question of time. We are a little in advance. Like the Goswami, they were a little in advance. When they went to Vrindavan, there was nothing. First, this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Lokanath Swami and Bhugarbha Goswami to prepare the ground. So they did some job. And then Rupa Sanatan came, and then all of them came. And then all of the Gaudiya Vaishnava who could walk after the disappearance of Lord Nityananda, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a lot came to Vrindavan because that was their shelter. Like in Dwarka, when Dwarka disappeared, everybody moved in Badrinath, because that was the shelter of those who want to leave the world. So Vidura was sent to Badrinath. Badrinath now is not so much known. It's a hidden place in a remote part of the Himalayas. You have to go very high for that. It requires some austerity, but people at this time were accustomed to austerity. Kings who voluntarily leave the kingdom, go in the forest in the Himalayan mountains and disappear from there. Yeah, the Pandava, they did that. Many kings did that. Nowadays, oppositely, they try to grab and to maintain themselves up to the limit. Even they are crazy, like in America, we had some senile, how you say? Too old, senile president. For some time, they elected such a puppet. It's going this way, politic tricks, but not happy tricks. It's deadly tricks and heavy tricks, and the poor people at large suffer from that. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanandi. Yeah, you may have some comment on.
It was just something that came to mind when I was reading the Prabhupada, how Brahma, having been born on a lotus flower with his words tapa, and he obviously at that time didn't have the Brahman realization, but in this pastime he's having the Paramatma realization, having seen Krishna.
Yeah.
He's not having Krishna realization, but he's having Paramatma realization. So you're right about
Yeah.
holding the mind. Yes.
It was revealed the spiritual world
Yes.
after his tapas. Then he was convinced, yeah, where am I? Then he was giving intelligence or to arrange the world planetary system, to put everything. Krishna, Matashmiti Gyana Mapuhanamsha. Krishna is the origin of remembering and also forgetfulness. At the time of death, at Krishna that gave us the power to remember him. And those who didn't cultivate Krishna consciousness, they will remember some things they're attached to, and they will go to a subtle body in a situation to fulfill those desires. So the desires are, the quality of the desires are the string that carries the beats and that will lead to this necklace, this quality, this kind of necklace. So the mind is the supporter, like Krishna says also. Yet, Sutre Mana Ganaiva. I am the wire that sustains everything. So similarly, the mind is the wire that sustains our destination, and that's the concentration of our attachments also. So if we are expert in changing the quality of our desires, with knowledge, what we should desire, what is our best interest, with deep intelligence, we should meditate on that, then we can go get out of the dwell of material existence with the help of other devotee and the spiritual master as well. Shri Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanandi. Hare Krishna.